From East Point to Buckhead, College Park to Bankhead, dopest sports talk show on the radio. You heard what I said. Big Mason, E-Glade, highlights and big plays from the East Coast to the West Coast, from Oregon to Georgia State. Touchdowns and home runs, slam dunks and long runs, athletes and sports junkies. If you got the knowledge, come get you some. Call in, let me hear your thoughts. Sound mad, get your team lost. Jerry Jones, cause I'm the boss. Call in, let me hear your thoughts. Crush, Jack, yeah, black on.
Woo, and what's going on, everybody? It's your fams, your boys, E-Glaze and Maceo. Feck Fitness in the house. He doing what he do, man. It's a great Thursday, man. The end of May already. Happy birthday to my daughter, Nadia.
Man, that's wild, dog. 25, my guy.
Hey, but both of us out here 25. We can always tell our daughter's birthday because they born in 2000.
The easiest thing to remember because they were born in 2000.
We can't never. How old you are? Just subtract minus 0. Whatever the year is.
Like what year is it?
Yeah, that's all we gotta do, man. It's your boy E-Glade. That's what man makes sure heard. We know we missed you last week, but we had an opening last week. But we're back this week, and we got to get it going, man. Make sure what you want to start with, dog.
Emmanuel Glaze. So Julio Jones.
Ooh.
Roddy White.
Yep.
Harry Douglas, they have a podcast together. And Julio brings up about the time, oh my God, I got that making up too much noise right there. Julio Jones brings up that one of the things that's most disappointing to him, only 4 targets in the Super Bowl. Of course, the infamous Patriot Falcon Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Not going to really bring up a lot of stuff that happened that day, especially when we were hosting at Live Edge, but that's neither here nor there.
That was a rough day. That was a rough day, man.
Yes. But your thoughts on Julio talking about, hey, well, I was only targeted 4 times in this game, amongst other things that him and Roddy brought up. But that thing that stood out the most to me, Julio was shocked that he was only targeted 4 times in the Super Bowl.
I'm shocked to hear that. I didn't even know that. You thought with 28-3, he would have got at least 7, 8, 9 targets, but
I thought he had more catches than that for some reason.
Yeah, but
I didn't. That shocked me a little bit, Emmanuel.
And to think that he caught one of the most amazing passes in Super Bowl history.
Right.
But only got 4 targets. That didn't seem right. I'm glad Julio brought that to us. That just makes it even worse about that whole night, dog. That whole day. Did you see that somebody from Atlanta took a picture of the number 3 and 28 in the Falcon secondary?
Yes, I saw
and
that.
And they took it down immediately.
They immediately took it down. Yeah, man.
That's what
Falcons on Falcon. Falcons on Falcon.
That's how bad that game is for us. But Julio has a right. When you got a weapon like that, and especially when you're seeing a comeback, why haven't you? That just goes back to a lot of people being pissed at the coach now. Shanahan.
Yes.
What was going on? We could have ran a screen or two to Julio, get the ball in his hand, go deep on him a few times, but just puts a exclamation point on a bad memory for Atlanta, for our number 1 receiver who caught probably one of the greatest catches in Super Bowl history, to not get but 4 targets, dog. That don't even seem right. I could have sworn he got about 10 targets, but when you're up 28-3 at half, you ain't worried about nothing. You thinking everything Gucci.
Trying to get out of there with a dub.
But it's not surprising, man. But disappointed. And Julio has every right, because especially when you lose, I don't know wideouts. Even if they would have won, would he have said something? You know how y'all wideouts are. Y'all remember things like that. You know what I'm saying? Not the loss. I didn't give him 4 targets, dog. So let me ask you this: you think he would have still brought it up if it would have been a different outcome?
Probably. Probably. Because I mean, at the end of the day, when especially we're talking about prime Julio, was always in the conversation for the best wide receiver in the game. You remember your targets. You remember, yes. Why wasn't I a bigger factor in the game plan? But you probably could have won this game even more. And I mean, the thing about it, when we talk about outcomes, the longer you get away from the game, especially wide receivers, you're like, because your numbers start coming up more. I remember they put up a stat about, his final numbers, and You know, why he didn't have as many touchdowns as some of these other guys. So wide receivers are always going to remember their numbers.
Yeah, it's terrible, man. And Julio, it's funny to hear Julio talk, man, because he don't really talk a lot.
He
But
don't talk a lot. That's what's crazy about him doing this podcast.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which you bring me to my next one, and make sure I have to ask this question. Talking about podcasts, talking about former athletes, and it brought up this question. The reason why I asked was because recently they Around the Horn shut down, which was the ESPN show with a bunch of sports guys. And one of the guys Tim Kalishaw, before he left, did a little slight to ESPN, saying, ESPN, you're hiring. One, you're no longer hiring columnists, you're hiring former athletes to talk sports. I make sure we're being former athletes. We didn't get to a certain level, but let's say 10 years ago when we came in, 11 years now, we respected the media purpose of sports. My question to you is this, sir. Have we allowed our athletes disappointing us now that they got TV air, former athletes, because now they're talking stuff that seems personal, which is bothering me. When the athletes came, they was giving you perspective, but now they're giving you personal, taking chance. The kid one of the Morris twins said, "Oh, Trey just started doing assists." Where has he been? Trey has always been doing assists. He said Trey Young just started doing assists. That's been part of Trey's game since the beginning. It don't feel like they're researching. They're just saying, "Hey, we played the game. Y'all got to listen to us." They begin to slowly start, and let's not even talk about the RG3 and Ryan thing that's going on. Are they not giving what they intentionally was supposed to give, which is good, solid information? And why hasn't it got so, honestly, gossipy from these athletes?
Well, Emmanuel Glaze, you and I, we've been doing this long enough to know content has become king.
Right.
And we're finding out more and more the juicier the gossip, the more clicks that you're going to receive. Think about some of our biggest, not our person, but some of the bigger stories, sports-wise. Mm-hmm. A lot of it has to do with, negativity, gossip. Yeah. Right. This is where we are. If you're giving information, if you're giving true analysis, sometimes it's frowned upon because it's like, well, where is the mess?
Yeah,
we're always looking. That seems to get the most clicks, and we are in a clickbait society.
And it's sad though, dog, when I look at it, the thing that we were approached this years ago, and we should have known, and we knew it was coming, that anybody could be bought to tell stories that you shouldn't hear. I say this now. I see the clips of a lot of shows, but I do not watch. I don't watch Mason Cameron. I don't watch the Gilbert Arena stuff because I don't want to spend an hour listening to you talk about how garbage somebody is. Give me some insight that I ain't heard, dog. Right. I haven't watched First Take in 10, 12 years since we started doing this. Yeah. When we first started this, man, we saw people like, there were Stews that were starting off, but it was hey, there's a respect of what's out there and let's go get it and make sure that people are hearing sports stories. But the sad part, dog, man, honestly, it's getting to the point, man, where I don't even want to listen to them. I mean, the Pivot has great stuff, but then they'll get into this. Ryan Clark get into his soapbox, and then he get into it RG3, and I'm just like, guys, people shouldn't listen to you to hear gossip. And to me, we talked about this years ago. Y'all have destroyed the sanctity of the locker room.
Oh yeah.
What happened to just saying, "Hey man, that's us, dog"?
The locker room used to be a safe haven.
Yeah.
It's conversations with your teammates that should never see the light of day.
Right.
they're making documentaries about this stuff now.
Yeah.
It's crazy. One of the best documentaries I've watched is Shooting Guards.
Mm-hmm.
And in Shooting Guards, it's the Gilbert Arenas Javaris Critton story.
Yeah.
The story really broke because leaks in the locker room.
Yeah.
People calling this person, and Peter Vesey, who was probably one of the most renowned sports insiders before all of these guys start doing it.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Peter Vesey gets the story, and of course, at that time, if Peter Vesey had the story and he ran with it, it was 100% true.
Yeah.
And so now he writes an article, and now it becomes because at one point, and Gilbert said it in the doc, happened in the locker room. Everybody's gonna put a lid on it. We're gonna go about our business.
Yep.
Story breaks because so many different people are talking, and even the players even kind of got together like, listen, people ask, nah, that's not true. It's not true. But because you do have those certain leaks,
yeah,
and here we are. So yeah, when you watch a lot of this stuff, sometimes it's almost you kind of,
yeah,
man, it probably wasn't supposed to nobody's supposed to know that story.
And don't get me wrong, it's not just athletes that break out the locker. It's managers, it's GMs, it's coaches. All they say, you give them a few $100 or $1,000 here, $1,000 there, they'll speak what they'll tell you everything that go in the locker room. My thing is, I'm getting more disappointed looking at these shows because I'm like, dog, the purpose is, you know what great about those documentary, to me, they allow the people inside there to tell their story.
Right.
A lot of this stuff, man, I don't know what some of these stories, but there's a lot of hatred in these guys too. Like, I see clips. Like I said, I have never watched the full show, but I see clips and I'm like, dog, why are you so angry? You played at the highest level. You did your thing. Why are you so angry? And you're right. Clicks, it's more money this way. There's no money in talking regular sports. People want to hear garbage. They want to hear garbage. They want to hear people tell juicy stuff. And
those are the stories that, if you probably check out the most viral clips from like whatever show, it's probably a little TMZ-ish. It's a salacious story that man.
Once TMZ did they think, TMZ Sports came out, everything just blew the roof off. Everybody was trying to get the gossip in, and that was the money. But I just want to bring that, since you talked about that, the Julio thing, I was just like, I just want to hear good stories and have some fun with it. But this thing's getting I'm getting a little tired of watching this on now. What you got, dog?
So I have to ask you. So I kind of put this question out today, and I just want to know why are we in the era of so many absolutes? Why do we have to? Why can't we just enjoy watching the development of guys? Now all of a sudden, Ant-Man, he can't be the face of the NBA. Why is now you're hearing SGA is the MVP? Why isn't he being pushed more? Why do we have to have so many absolutes in sports? Why do we have to crown guys so early as opposed to letting them develop or watching team? Why does a team, if this team wins, they are top 5 all time?
Yeah.
Why are we this way today?
Because of the guy that you talk about all the time, Lebanon. Not you, but everybody talk about Lebanon. Everybody wants to be the first to get on the LeBron train, like LeBron did. The guy that's for ESPN now, Brian Windhorst.
Yeah.
Nobody knew what he was, but you know what he did? He followed LeBron around while he was in high school.
Yeah.
Got him a nice cushy job, and for 20 years he's been one of the faces on ESPN. Sports Illustrated crowned Bron the King. I saw somebody put that in your comments.
Yeah.
But the thing that is bothersome, like we always talk about, just let them play. Case in point, everybody don't. You can tell people don't watch basketball. Let me tell you why. Everybody was. You know what else I saw? Oh, OKC, Indiana gonna be bored. And I said, you haven't watched them all year. this would probably be one of the best series you watch with these two teams. That
Yeah.
tells me you don't watch basketball. You watch the city and whatever the Twitter or Twitch TikTok clips tell you is an exciting player.
Right.
That tells me. So now everybody wants to jump on Ant-Man and say he ain't gonna be the guy because he didn't. Ant-Man has been to the finals, just comes finals for the past 2 years.
Man, the dude is 23.
This is his fifth year.
The dude 23.
Tell me his number 2. Y'all looked at that team. Julius Randle. Julius Randle played with Kobe. Y'all want this man to be playing who played with Kobe to be his number 2 and saying his haul on him. Yes, he had a bad game 3, but good God, the kid been balling out for. He's gotten 2 teams past Denver, LeBron.
Yeah.
He's been in the Western Conference Final for the last 2 years.
Yeah.
So it's funny to me. We talk about all the time, make show that we just can't watch and just enjoy greatness.
Yeah.
We have to try to invent it. And it goes back to what we were talking about now, all these gossiping. We gossip too much.
Yeah.
We don't sit and watch the sport. We watch, hey, who can do the quickest it's betting. Who can we say is the best player right now? Oh, Ant-Man don't want it. What? He's been to the Western Conference Final back-to-back years. Y'all act like that. And when they're going to the Western Conference Final was just a bad thing. When was it the bad thing? When? Mason, it's funny to me. It's hysterical because you know the same people who are doubting Ant-Man now, let him get to the finals and do that. Then it'll be back. Then everybody get back on the sniffing, jock sniffing. Oh, we do Ant-Man with that dude anyway. It's not. People don't know how to build content. They don't know how to grow it. It's a what have you done for me lately content, and that's why it's just bad. That's why I hear that stuff. I just laugh at it now, like y'all don't know sports, because y'all telling me that the best series that the next Oklahoma City, Indiana is not going to be good. I say y'all don't watch sports. Y'all just hear it. Y'all listen to people tell you about it, then you go out there and start posting and talking, tweeting about it. So that's all I.
Yeah, and it's funny. I like that point about. When you man, they say, okay, Cindy, that's gonna be terrible. For who? I mean, you have the MVP.
Yep.
And you have Halliburton, who is quietly becoming one of your best NBA players.
Oh, and he was Olympian too, just in case y'all forgot.
I mean, a lot of these things here. So, of course, the casual fan who only tunes in for the Lakers,
yep,
the Knicks,
yep,
you're a Golden State fan. Of course, that's when you watch. But again, it's a reason the NBA TV rights went for like $76 billion. So somebody's watching now, and it's not going to be, again, everybody who like to just tweet and make these long posts on any social media site. Yes, you're going to have a problem with it because now you can't use said names that everybody like to talk about. So yeah, it's funny, dude.
By the way, Mayshow, about 10 years ago, who was talking about Golden State being an attraction? Nobody was watching Golden State, bro.
I mean, if we really recall, a lot of people felt like, Steph gets injured too much. His ankle, his body not gonna hold up. It's no way.
He's the 13th pick or some crap like that. He's not that good. Nobody wanted to watch Steph. Now everybody's a Golden State fan. I think it's funny, man. You brought up a good point, though. It's funny to me, man, that everybody all of a sudden, basketball fans will watch basketball.
Right.
And Twitter, social media fans will say this is not going to be good. Which brings me to my question to you, sir. I'm going to put my haterade to the side. Which are you more surprised at? The way Oklahoma City handled Minnesota, or the way Indiana is handling New York?
So I didn't think much of the Knicks coming into the series just because I just think Tibbs, he just grinds his players down.
Yeah.
They just don't have enough depth on that team. I think Indiana, if you just look at both rosters, Indiana is probably the deeper team anyway.
Yeah.
And they just have better pieces
Right.
than New York. So not surprised there. I think I'm probably more shocked that we didn't game 3 and game 4 and the way game 3 he had 2 points.
Yeah.
At the end of the first quarter. I mean, I made that funny post about, because I'm sitting there like my prize picks is going up in flames because come on, Ant can't get 27.
Yeah.
I mean, he just can't hit his average.
Yeah.
I mean, he wasn't even trying to shoot.
It looked off, man.
And I know people don't like to hear. Well, I know the people like to put up that OKC is the best defensive team. Twice this postseason they've held teams under double digits in a quarter.
Yep.
But really, is that good defense? Or again, we watch and you got the team's best player not even attempting shots.
Yeah.
Was it? I mean, he just wasn't taking shots. I don't think the defense was so good where he couldn't put up a shot.
Yeah, it wasn't. That's the mental block, and I don't get into gossip, but we know life, Maceo, can get in. It can mess up some things for you.
Right.
Ant has a lot going on off the court to see that it could have. I don't know if that was the issue, but I looked at Ant in some of them games like, bro, hey. You're on. Come on, dog. What are you doing?
And it's a game going on out there, brother.
He wasn't even nowhere. He was like, I ain't even here, dog. I'm like, I couldn't understand that, bro. Mine was the Knicks, man. Even though I'm a Knick hater, yes, I am. I am a Knick hater.
New York.
But for Indiana going there the first 2 games, they win both games, even though Halliburton pulled a shot out of his bootay.
Yeah.
But still, just the fact that, we see at least the first game, it's always a blowout. Right. Indiana went up and was like, nah, bro, we here. We going to handle y'all. We are faster than y'all. We got shooters. It was just, they look better as the see the Knicks get punched. But I ain't a Karl Anthony Towns fan. I don't think he in these situations, we saw last year in the Western Conference Final. He don't show up like that, bro. That ain't what he does, man.
He's somewhat being a big guard. He loves that title. He's the best shooting big man in the NBA. How about get on the block?
Yeah, help us out. Help us make them have to crash in on you so we can get some shots.
How about getting the paint, big dog? What are we doing?
You're 7 foot. And Miles Turner is 6'11", and you can handle him, at least make him work down there or something. But yeah, I'm a little bit shocked at Indiana. I thought New York will at least might have been 2-2 right now or tight, but
yeah.
And I'm we're gonna ask for predictions in a few minutes about who so we can record it on before the game start.
Yeah,
who we like on this. But yeah, I like Jordan. But yeah, I'm very impressed with OKC. I tell all the ESPNs, show OKC more. Just because they're a small market, just show it. A lot of people don't know about this team. Nobody about y'all play the same. Y'all play the Lakers so much. I get it. Luka, LeBron, I get it.
Every night.
But play these teams that can actually win a title, bro.
Every night.
Yes. Come on, man. What you got, dog?
So NFL players have been approved to play flag football in the 2028 Summer Olympics. And you would think with all the fanfare, people, oh my God, we can get Pat Mahomes to play. Well, Pat Mahomes, his quote, he said, listen, he will probably leave that to the younger guys. He said, I will be just shy of 33 years old during the 2028 Olympic Games. My question for you, Emmanuel Glaze, do you think NFL guys should be allowed to play in these Olympics?
I'm going to say one name for you. Well, I think they should. Robert Edwards. I'm just saying, football's a different sport. Flag football is a we was at Kennesaw State, me and you. And you remember when they had the athletes, the former NFL athletes going against the flag football guys?
Yeah.
And how different the sport is.
Yeah.
Them flag football guys play it at a different thing.
Yeah.
Everything is good to go until somebody lose a player that they need for the season.
Yeah.
and it all sounds good winning a gold medal for your country. But
Yeah.
we got some dogs in flag football that play it every year. That play it seriously. That know the ins and outs. It's a quicker game. Everybody think, oh, it's just 7-on-7. It dog is so much more to that.
So much more.
Yeah, like everybody can play flag football. Yeah, you played it as a kid when you were younger, but this is a different thing. And look, get them NFL guys out there. Everybody think that NFL guys gonna just outrun everybody, blow past everybody. There's a strategic thing to this game. Y'all gonna be surprised. So,
all right. I mean, just from grabbing the flag is an entire art.
Yeah, and look, I'm telling you right now, if I'm paying $50-something million to my quarterback. Nope. I know everybody gonna say, well, the NBA players play in the Olympics, yeah, but it's different, man. Football, running and catching and getting somebody could clip you. It's a different thing.
And the thing about basketball, every country was sending their pros.
Yeah.
We were the only team, we're the only country at that time just sending our college guys because we felt that, hey, but the game was growing so big. And once we kept getting those scared, they're like, oh, no, send the big guns.
Yeah.
But
look, man,
they've even closed that gap.
Yeah.
It's the dream team.
Yeah. And look, man, pro football players can play flag football, but flag football can't play pro football. I'm sorry, guys. Y'all might can. It's all cute and you can run fast and do things. So to put your star athlete, knowing the country gonna play football like we do, be careful, NFL. And I'm concede the NFL stepping in after one go at it in 2028 to see how it looks. If it's fun, yeah, but yeah, and there better not be no excuse. And it goes into the season, the Olympics.
Yeah, because I mean that's the Olympics. Training camps will be right around the corner.
So
it's time to get ready to go.
Am I going to let my young player? Because ain't no old player going over there. They're gonna be I'm resting ready for the season. They don't even want to do training camp. Ain't no way I'm gonna be going overseas to play some flag football.
And it's funny you said that because I think when we say NFL guys, I mean people like, oh man, we're gonna put Justin Jefferson and Jamar Chase at wide receiver. No. We're going to put Bijan at running back. No. We're going to put Lamar Jackson at quarterback. I mean, that's what everybody's thinking.
Those guys know they got a season to play for. They're going to get that one last Cancun trip in, and then they're going to go play. They might go visit the Olympics and laugh and cheer for a little bit.
Yeah.
We ain't finna get out there. Man, we got camp in 2 weeks, and camp is serious.
Yeah.
We expect to win because you won't be able to tell a fan the reason why your player ain't playing it because he was playing flag football for a gold medal.
Right.
You know how much money?
Explain that to your fan base.
And what with all this betting and fantasy football? Oh no, bro. No. But don't expect them veterans to be out there. You might get some guys who are 43rd on the bench to be out there.
Yeah. Your big time guys.
Yeah.
Your top 5 salary guys. Nah.
No, this ain't gonna happen, man. This ain't gonna happen.
Sounds good.
Yeah, it sounded good.
Sounds real good, but nah.
Let's keep it going. Make sure to stay in the NFL for a little bit, man. The most intriguing story is about Cleveland right now, and everybody's
they are the story.
Talking about the Shedeur Sanders, which is no surprise to people who actually watch the sport that the kid was gonna do good. And plus, this 7-on-7. This ain't no pass right now. Ain't nobody hitting Shedeur.
So super walkthrough.
Yeah, this is everybody. You see receivers making catch. They probably wouldn't make across the middle in normal stuff, but they making them. But make sure.
Coach Pat say I can still run routes. Coach, I can run a straight line.
Yeah.
Now, if you ask me to break down, put my foot in the ground, and come back out, dig.
Yeah.
No.
Yes.
In my mind, yes. No.
I'm dropping. I can only drop the hook to flat. That's it. I can just sit right there in that hook to flat zone. And if something coming there, I can stop it. Anything
else? Your mind is telling you I can get.
Then when you get there, you start reaching for stuff.
When you get there, yeah, not good. Not good.
But make sure about the story coming out of the NFL, outside of the Sanders story, what else you be keeping an eye on, man, in this NFL's mini camps that they got going around?
So let's start right here in Atlanta.
Mm-hmm.
The Michael Penix era has begun. Uh, Interesting to see him go day one coming into camp. He's the guy.
He's the guy.
How different is this offense? What's going to be his rookie moment? You know, we saw how well Jaden Daniels played one spectrum of the rookie quarterback. Then we saw Caleb Williams. You know what transpired out there. How much grace is going to be given to Michael Penix? Do we just think Michael Penix comes in and he's just ready to go?
Right
now.
Right.
Is he ready to go? So that's a story that I'm looking forward to. I mean, this story wasn't on my radar, but
hold on. Let me ask you about this real quick. As an offensive coordinator, which you've been before, how exciting is to have a full functioning quarterback that's young with a strong arm? Last year you had to worry about Kirk's Achilles and what can you do? You got a full young specimen.
Now this is fun because now you have a guy who you think you can run your entire playbook.
Yeah.
I think if you're really honest with yourself, the Falcons were handcuffed. Especially, you look at the first two games of the season, then kind of Kirk got in the rhythm, then he got hurt again. So you have a young guy who you feel can move enough to do some of the things I want to do out here on the perimeter, and he's also strong-armed enough to make every throw to every level of the field. I think we can all be honest now, and Kirk Cousins just couldn't throw the deep ball.
No, he couldn't.
He just couldn't throw the deep ball.
Right.
And now you have a guy who has without a doubt, has a gun.
You got a gun. Yeah.
Has a gun. So that for OC, that is huge. So now I got the quarterback. You know what I got in Bijan and Algier.
Yep.
You know what I got in Mooney, Ray, and Drake London. Can we unlock Kyle Pitts? Can we get anything out of him to make this offense potent?
This would be the first quarterback that you feel like got a strong enough arm to get the ball. So we get to see no more excuses, Pitts. This is a young guy. You'll be practicing with him the whole summer. God willing, there's no issues. This is your time. So
so that's one of the big stories. Again, Stephon Diggs, wide house, baby. Wide house, baby.
Boy,
when I saw Stephon Diggs on that boat while his team was at OTA, and funny how he made the OTAs today. Funny how he got there today, but
they were looking like, what is in his hand? What is he handing out? I was like,
now that I saw Stephon Diggs on that boat doing wide receiver stuff, I think Stephon Diggs is poised for a breakout season, dog. No doubt in my mind, when you do wide out activities like that, you're putting yourself in position for 100 catches and 1,500 yards.
Every year, man. Every year, there's one wide out that steps up to the play every offseason. They own a yacht. Remember the yacht with the New York Giants? It's a yacht. It's they doing stuff. They dating celebrities. Always a freaking wide out. That's always in the news. That's doing stuff that you.
Why are you allowing anybody on this boat with their phone? That should have been before we set sail. We need everybody to put their phones in this container over here. There will be no phones once we take off.
Make sure. What was the coach saying the minute Stephon got into the day? OTA.
Oh, listen. Rabel them, like I said, they got him on the phone.
Yeah.
Son. If you're not here in the morning, don't even worry about
it. It was solid too. That was a whole unified front on that phone. Don't make it tomorrow, bro. Don't be here tomorrow. I don't know what you was handing out to them young ladies. Don't be here tomorrow.
Baby. Why? See, only wide receivers do. DBs don't do. DBs can't.
No.
Do that.
Yeah.
Only wide receivers, man.
Every freaking year, there's one wide out story, and you just look at yourself like, why? I mean, he would Cardi B. He got boat stuff. And the camera was rolling, and I'm like, dog.
Who authorized? Matter of fact, when somebody saw that camera roll, somebody should have knocked Buddy's phone.
And
That
why
Buddy
ain't no
could have never seen the light of day.
where your
That phone
boys?
could have been in the ocean.
Y'all got bad circles. Nobody in your circle like, hey, dog, put that camera down. We don't play that. No cameras on the boat.
It shouldn't have been a camera on the boat. So
No,
you
man.
think that Stephon Diggs is the only athlete partaking in these activities?
No.
No, but he the only athlete dumb enough to have people with their phone on the boat
There are athletes in every state on a yacht.
right now.
Miami is full of them. Everywhere
Right
you look.
now.
But you know what they ain't got? They ain't got footage. They ain't no footage. They ain't nobody saying, hey, this is me with Stephon.
Oh.
Ain't no footage.
So was I on the yacht if there's no footage?
What yacht? Hey, man, I was getting ready for OTA, bro. I don't know what y'all talking about.
I was running routes all day, man. I was stretching. I was in the sauna.
That's my train. I just did 10 miles. What y'all talking about, dog? I'm straight right now.
I'm not handing out substances
Every year.
in a
You can count on a wide
in a
out.
baggie.
You can count on wide outs to do
Then you
wide
got
out
the-
thing.
Then you got Cardi backing it up on two other chicks. Why do we know this video? Why do we know this footage exists?
And here he go when they ask him questions about it. Hey, man, I was just having fun. Why y'all got a problem with it? I mean, I was doing my personal business. It's not personal when it's on phone, man. You lose your personal
It's all our
business.
business now.
Once it becomes on social media, we all are your business now.
Ask Cassie and Puffy, take us out the group chat.
I just
I'm
looked at
sick
that thing.
of it.
Make sure I just looked at it like this and said,
Dude, no lie. The other day I was in the store. Just, you know, on random eye, y'all know I'm into all my skin care products.
Yeah.
It was a guy, it was me, it was two other dudes on the aisle, and it was this one dude had some baby oil
no.
in his hand. And we all kind of looked, and he was so ashamed. He dropped it. He didn't even put it back on the check. He just dropped it. Take us out the group chat.
Bro, it's like, oh, damn, it's three of y'all on the aisle. I wouldn't expect it all. I expect one. I got three of y'all on the aisle questioning me right now. I just need baby oil. That's all.
He did not put it back on the shelf.
He just
He
dropped
just dropped it.
Cause
He
I-
walked off.
And y'all had them judging eyes too, like,
Did we? Cause I know in my mind, I was like,
bro.
the one thing that probably shouldn't sell in this store right now is baby oil.
He got a nice big old bottle of it. Thought he was gonna walk on up out.
He didn't have a small one, Glaze. And listen, he could have been buying it for his young child.
We don't know, right? You don't know, but it's just the fact
Because
that
of the pressures of the world.
what Barkley said on that, not a good time right now, dog. Hold off on that. You know what to do with baby oil now if you really need it? Order on Amazon, dog. Just get it on Amazon. Don't do it in public. Get that stuff on Amazon delivered to your crib, dog.
And
Don't
as
be out
I
in public.
walked to the register, I said, why he just didn't Instacart that?
It could somebody would have brought it to your crib. You ain't even have to open the door. Just say leave it on the steps.
Like the one thing you cannot grab in a store
No.
and not even take it to the register, not even self-checkout, because you gotta walk so far with it in your hand.
Yeah. That's the one thing I'm gonna look at you too, like big bottle, bro. Yeah, I don't give you. We don't know you got kids at the house. We don't know. All we know is you got a big bottle of baby oil.
Why are you grabbing that today in this climate?
Instacart Walmart drops it off. Hey man, you get anybody to do it. Just don't walk out. Cause yeah, I'm gonna judge it too. I'm sorry, Mason. What other? You got any more story NFL?
NFL story. So Stephon Diggs, now you on my radar. So now you got to have a big year now, because every time you have a bad game, they gonna bring up that damn boat. It's coming. It's coming, dude.
And what's going on with boats, man? Why is always a boat when these? Never mind.
Yeah. Let's not get in that. The Pittsburgh Steelers. Who is the freaking quarterback in Pittsburgh?
No, they deserve what they get. I'm a Steelers guy. I've been loving the Steelers for years. But they deserve what they get. You went after Aaron Rodgers, and this is what you're gonna get. I hope he disappoints all y'all.
Aaron Rodgers clearly not walking through that door.
Y'all had a chance to get a guy that you could have worked with, but you would listen to people, and you let him go to the Browns. Look. You deserve what you get. You had plenty of picks. You didn't have to get him first round. You didn't have to get him second round. You had third and fourth to get that guy. But you said, nah, man, we're going to try to get. And look, Kirk Cousins, y'all got to Falcons ain't going to give him up for cheap. You got to pay for that. You got to take some of this salary.
You're going to have to give up a lot to get Kirk Cousins.
Yeah. So
you got to give up a lot to get Kirk Cousins.
Steelers fans, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Look, I'm a guy that love the 70s. I'm a part of the 4 rings. I love the Steelers.
Yeah.
Y'all screwed up this time. That front office was a little too front office for me.
Yeah.
And now you're sitting there looking stupid.
I think the last and biggest storyline I'm looking forward to, now that Brock Purdy, he's received the biggest raise in all sports. Like, you talking about a raise? Jesus Christ. Does the money change Brock Purdy and his process now?
This contract affects 3 people: Brock Purdy, Shanahan, and Lynch. Y'all bought in. Y'all are all in on this kid.
All in.
San Francisco. If he doesn't win at least in the first 3 years of NFC Championship, this will be failure because he
was a bargain basement.
He was the last one, wasn't he?
Mr. Irrelevant. The man been to 2 NFC Championship games. He's already been to a Super Bowl. Yeah. He's your guy. He's paid now. What changes for Brock Purdy?
Yeah.
So I'm gonna be checking his Instagram. I want to see if he's still in Wranglers, if he's still in, Ivy Crew, Abercrombie and Fitch, or do the outfit start to man, he got a Gucci backpack on.
Oh, here you go.
Oh man,
what them jeans? That $1,500? Oh, them ain't Wranglers. No,
he got the Amiri jeans on.
Yeah, they ain't the same.
Now, man, he walking in with essential fear of God jogging stuff. Man,
he done changed.
The money done changed, bro.
Yeah, man.
I'm gonna be monitoring his Instagram.
Look,
majorly.
But for if anybody got it, because you just brought some good points, 2 NFC Championships, Super Bowl, his resume looking good, right? To get that type of money.
Good as the 277th pick. Now he is man paid, and we do know people look at you different.
You're in a whole different league now.
Look at you different.
Yep.
When you get the check,
because everybody now gonna be like, hey, boy. They count pockets now. When you were making that little base salary and nobody cared.
When he make a bad throw, they're gonna say, "Ooh, I wonder was that contract."
Yeah.
Did that contract make that throw? It's crazy how we do that. It's crazy.
Pat Mahomes is here, right? Mason, Pat Mahomes. If you make more than Pat Mahomes, everybody start looking at you.
It's 5 guys make more money than Pat Mahomes now.
And everybody looked at them like,
yeah, think about that. 5 NFL quarterbacks make more money than Pat Mahomes.
And everybody looking at them like, y'all making more, but he playing better. What is going on?
He always in the big game.
Hey, man, keeping in the football, but let's go college football. A few games have been released as far as times. Georgia Tech will be on Thanksgiving weekend at 3:30. A few games, but the game that I want to talk about that's going to be pretty exciting for me to watch. I'm ready to see Georgia Tech go to Boulder this year. Should be very interesting this year.
Friday night, right? That's Friday
yes,
night.
Sir. Looking at some of the schedules, Kennesaw State got every game at 7 and 6 o'clock except for one at noon. But for the most part, Bayshow, you getting a little excited about college football now? Now they're releasing this stuff, dog.
Listen, I am so geeked. If you go across the social media landscape, now teams are back on campus.
Yeah,
guys are working out. We saw the picture of Brent Key addressing the entire team.
Yeah,
the Georgia Strength and Conditioning Instagram, they do a great job of like documenting the summer workouts. Everybody, there's summer workouts now. The college football game is going to be released soon.
Yeah,
we saw the shoot for Jeremiah Smith and Ryan Williams, the two best, arguably the two best freshman receivers in America last season, are going to be on the cover of the game. Dude, so excited.
Yeah, and we definitely gonna break it down a little bit later, but I can't wait to see the stories now. See how if you look in our state alone, what is Georgia Tech back? What's the quarterback for Georgia this year? What's his name? Stockton, Gunnar Stockton.
Yeah, Gunnar Stockton.
What would he do this year? I'm looking at Kennesaw State now that they got a new head coach. Georgia State, see what old boy doing his second year. There are so many stories. And Teddy down there at CAU having a fantastic year. How does he repeat again? And then see what Terrence Matthew do with Morehouse. There's so many stories I can't wait to jump into, man.
Yeah.
So we're gonna be excited about that. And HBCU, MEAC SWAC, August as always.
Mike Vick and Deshaun Jackson. Now they are head coaches.
Yeah.
Norfolk State, week 1, whoever they playing is going to be a zoo.
Yeah, man. Yeah,
it's going to be a zoo.
It is going to be an exciting college year. You know, there's a lot of things going. I saw our girl Erin drop her son off at Florida State, seeing what Florida State do.
Young Cromartie. I mean, everybody is in college football. All teams are on campus now. Last week, the last of the Coach Ball for the last 3 weeks, he's had his college athletes been home. They all reported back with the guys who have a home. We still got a few of the transfer portal kids who are waiting for a home.
Wait for a home.
To work out. But dude, the time is not. It won't be long.
And we can't wait to see. You saw it early, May Show. They gave him keys, but will the keys be? I don't see Juju not starting for Colorado. But what happens with Colorado now that no longer the Sanders boy?
He's gonna play a lot.
Yeah, so I can't wait, man. This is going to be a very intriguing, and it's a chance to see. I can't wait, but I just saw some of the schedules come out. Not everybody. It's a lot of you got to realize with ESPN and all these the SEC, they have a lot of TBAs because they can't guarantee games throughout the year because they're gonna put the best game at.
They don't know how good teams are gonna be. Man, that team might suck by week 5.
So they do almost like, I hate to say week to week, but right before the season,
they look at college game day. Yeah. They know where they'll be to kick off the season, but every week is like,
Yeah. Or you hear them say we're moving that game to 7 o'clock this week because they are a hotter team. That's the night game. They want that to be played. So
did you see the story? You talked about the schedule. The Georgia-Florida game will be in Mercedes-Benz Stadium in a couple of years.
Ooh, that's a great thing.
They're taking it out of Jacksonville. Remember, she was in the early 90s when they did a home and home. Did one on Georgia's campus and they did one on Florida's campus. Then they took it back to Jacksonville. Now they're looking to that game will be at Mercedes-Benz Stadium, I think, 2 years from now.
Yeah. I think you're right. 2028, 7?
Yeah, 2028. Yeah.
Yeah. It's very funny you say that because, this year, Georgia Tech game going to be Mercedes-Benz Stadium this year.
Right.
So it's Mercedes-Benz is jumping on this Georgia thing pretty strong.
Yeah. I mean, you remember we covered Notre Dame, Georgia Tech, Mercedes-Benz Stadium last year.
Yeah, it's going to cover it again the Georgia Tech game. But it's funny, Georgia. Mercedes-Benz is a hot spot. They got the thing, everything around it. And you got to rock. Georgia is hot right now. The last 7 years, they're probably the best team in college football right now as far as consistency. Yeah, they didn't win a national championship last year, but they the team that now everybody looks at. They used to be Alabama, but now we got Georgia's the measuring stick. So
arguably, Kirby Smart is the best college coach in America.
Yeah, and for them, so as long as he's there, I can see a lot more games being in Mercedes-Benz. And they're building. You see what they're building in the old Gold Deck? They're building another hotel or apartment complex right next to it.
You do know, Emmanuel Glaze, by the time the Super Bowl comes back to Atlanta, everything down there, because they're trying to get ready for the World Cup, but
Yeah.
it's gonna look just like the Battery.
Yep. Absolutely.
Around it, you're gonna have the hotels, you can have the restaurants, you got the 2 sports venues right there, walking distance. Like say, it affects our parking when we go to games down there now.
Yeah, like you look at the Ruby lot, the spot that used to be wide open over there in the Gulch, they got stuff building up over there, man.
They build sky high.
Yeah.
Hotel everywhere.
Yeah, but it's good to see that that change. I think a lot of people don't. Some people might like it, but putting it in Jacksonville to me was always like, I know Georgia fans are loyal, but come on, man, let Georgia get some of that economy money. Let them get a little bit of that there.
But then too, especially like it's a little easier to do it now because the game hasn't been competitive.
Exactly.
Florida hadn't been good in that game since Urban Meyer left.
Yeah.
I mean, we keeping it a buck.
And
it's like,
you talk about it all the time. This brings Florida to Georgia, a hot recruiting bed.
That come on, man.
This brings Florida to Georgia.
You think Florida and understand that? Let me bring my Jordan truck up here and let them see, because people not going to Jacksonville.
Mm-hmm. But if I can get this whole little metro area to come to the game and see what Florida has, dog.
Good point. Twan say it was always a home game for Florida. Yeah, it was. Well, even though they split the stadium in half.
Yeah, but still, it's still Florida.
Yeah,
it's still
Florida. Like a lot of Georgia people, especially I can remember, especially like the Mark Richt era where Spurrier was slapping him, and then Urban Meyer came in and started slapping him some more.
Yeah.
But Georgia people were like, man, I ain't going down there.
What am I going down there to see that butt woman for? We getting beat down there.
Yeah, my ticket. Yeah.
But you're right though, dog. It's definitely I'm happy to see it. We'll probably be there in the building. We're gonna do what we do.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, man. So it's pretty cool. I want to ask you this, man. Before we get off the air, about the WNBA, you see what the Dream doing, and I want to tell you this. I heard from our guy Rashad. He said he owes you an apology. He owes you, and you know what the apology is about.
I know what the apology. And
I
need the apology to be just as loud as the disrespect.
He said
showed me sitting on Media Row.
He said that the other day. I said, "Oh, Macy owe an apology." I said, "You sure do."
You darn right.
The apology, ladies and gentlemen, is that even though Ryan is the guy, Ryan's the lady who everybody looks at, the best player on the team is Alicia.
Duh.
Gray. Alicia's averaging over 20-some points a game. Yes, Ryan gets but people are like, damn, we don't have Alicia. We ain't 3-2 right now. We ain't doing it. So make sure. Do you accept Rashad? I'm gonna ask him to come in and make the official apology, sir.
I just need the apology to be just as loud as that laugh he gave me sitting next to me on Media Row. When it was the day we said it, he wasn't even gonna get a meal ticket. He wasn't even gonna be able to eat. I made sure he ate. And then he had the nerve to laugh at me when I made the statement.
Yeah, but he said he owed you an apology. He said it right there.
There's a lot of people on that Media Row that owe me an apology because he wasn't the only one. He was just the loudest.
Malik just bust out laughing too, like you sure do. Malik said you sure do.
Malik need to tread lightly.
Okay.
Malik need to tread lightly.
But you said it, man. You said, hey, man, she's the best player on our team. Well, she's our dog. You said she was our dog.
I make her laugh every time I say it. That's the dog right there. That's the dog right there.
Do you feel vindicated, sir? Do you feel vindicated?
So, I mean, only because I'm right about 87% of the time. Humble brag. I'm always right mostly, but I mean,
it's humble. All right, I'm just saying. I just want to let you know that.
Humble brag.
But what you seen from the Dream this year so far? I like the squad, man. I do like it, but it's something.
Emmanuel Glaze, Lord have mercy. Listen, I can't wait to get with my team. no offense to the regime that just left. No shade.
Yeah.
We are better coached.
Already.
We have a plan. The right people have the ball. You know, the moves we made in the offseason, now you see why certain players aren't here anymore. Love those ladies. Can't wait to see them again. Gonna hug them, dap them up, all that, have good laughs, but it's a reason they didn't fit. And listen, Coach Wright, she did a very good job. But you see the difference in, listen, it's just about, can you help us win or lose? Not because you're my player. I'm gonna keep rolling you out there to prove everybody right.
No.
But you actually, so it's the coaching is night and day, Emmanuel Glaze.
I can tell you this: the press conference is a lot different too. It's a lot.
I can tell.
Press conference is a lot different, man.
Because it seems like the room is lighter now.
Yeah, and he answers the question. He don't, it's no, oh man, should we ask? It's like, yo, let's get it out there. He's gonna answer, and he's very honest. And it's been a different. And offense moves. This offense is fast. The ball doesn't get stuck.
You can't stand around in this offense, Emmanuel Glaze.
There's always somebody cutting us out. The ball is being screened.
Horn gonna go off, and you're gonna be sitting over there with him.
Yeah. Yeah, and now this is the first time they got 4 days, so they're only gonna get better. JC has been out since the season, so to see her come back, this is gonna be even better offense. I can't wait, man. This is a good dream team. The Liberty and Liberty right now is just ridiculous, but they just gonna do what they do.
Jesus.
But yeah, man. So yeah, I just want to give you that, man. And Pow, yes, Te-Hina Pow, what a pick. The second round pick for the Dream, for her to be the point guard, what she's doing. Shout out to Te-Hina Pow. Fantastic. She's going to be a fantastic guard. Great draft for the Atlanta Dream. They got two players that's going to be able to really help them. So, what you got, dog? I want to finish up, man.
Dude,
what you got?
You would never believe. Shout out to Earth Wind Moore. He said they definitely get up and down the court.
Yeah.
Earth Wind, he really rocks out with the WNBA. You will never believe, Emmanuel Glaze, who I am now Facebook friends with. They reached out to me. I'm trying to work on some things behind the scene. And if you guys know me, you know how much this guy means to me. Jamel Holloway, the great Oklahoma quarterback who,
Lord have mercy,
tell me I won Jamel Holloway.
Lord, I bet that. Boy, I bet you, boy, you can't tell you nothing now, boy. Okay.
Bruh. I was like, man, what kind of spam is this? That's Jamel Holloway.
That is Jamel.
Podcasting right now, has a book that he's getting ready to drop. Working on some things. We're gonna probably have Jamel coming up once things kind of settle down with Emmanuel Glaze. Boy, so my question for you, because everybody know how I feel about Jamel Holloway.
Yeah.
Growing up, who was that one college football player that when they were on TV, you weren't doing nothing?
Ooh, college football. Young. I hate to be a homer, man, but it was Herschel. I'm just being honest with you, man. When he was on the TV, it was like, what is he gonna do right now? It was Herschel and it was Bo. Because Bo, even in that, we had it was funny. We had the other running back from Auburn on our show a while back.
Yeah. Brett Fullwood.
Brett Fullwood was on the show. And I just was like, I'm close to the guy that was back there with Bo. Yeah. But those two, I was just such a running back fanatic. So I was watching them, and Jamel Holloway, all these players just bring back some good memories right now. But just to see what they were able to do. But yeah, man, honestly, with Herschel, man, everybody was trying to be Herschel. I remember us in the backyard trying to dive over piles, getting killed. Well, we're getting smashed back in the backyard trying to dive over a pile for a touchdown. We were getting smashed in the yard, boy. We from the country too. We was getting killed back there. Everybody trying to dive over piles because they saw Herschel do it once or twice. Going over the top, dog, getting killed going over the top. Everybody was trying to go over the top, man. But yeah, it was Herschel, man, because he would do it, man. And
I promise you, it felt like Herschel Walker scored a touchdown every time he touched the ball.
every week he was doing so, and it was at the 1 yard line. Everybody was like this, yeah, go over the top, dog, go over the top,
going over the top. Yeah,
it makes sense. I mean, and it was go good back then. Earth went to about Tommy Frazier and Charles Woods, boy. Tommy Frazier, that 95 national championship when
I tell people this all the time.
He ran over all them cats from Florida, boy. Good
Lord, Tommy, the way Nebraska beat the brakes off Florida.
Oh Lord, have mercy.
That right there ushered in strength and conditioning programs all across America.
Yeah.
Because what Tom Osborne and Nebraska were doing out there off season, hiring Russian guys with them crazy last names. Steve Spurrier said he went all the way out there.
Yeah.
What are y'all doing? Oh, that's what y'all doing. Go hire one of them.
So I have to ask you, Maceo, since you bring up one of our favorite Jamel and Earthwind bring up Tommy, who ran it cleaner?
Nobody ran the option better than Jamel Holloway.
Woo.
Get out your ain't even nothing to think about.
Who Tommy was sweet
was a magician.
When he had big boy behind him, Lawrence Phillips. That Nebraska thing was sweet, dog. When they would take it down the yard a few minutes.
It was okay. Tommy Frazier.
But when Jamel Holloway though.
That Jamel was a magician with the ball. The thing that made Jamel better than everybody running the option, he would hold that dive so long.
He would hold it, boy.
And snatch it.
Oh.
And everybody go watch old Oklahoma film. His pitch ratio with his tailback was always perfect.
And here's the thing that they had
always 5 and 5.
They would tell your running back in the day, don't quit on the play. Because that pitch could come out at any time. It could be pitched at 5 yards, 10 yards, 15. Let's go with Earthwind. He got me jumping up thinking about Georgia Southern.
Now hold on.
Because my boy down there could have strong with it.
Because I was getting ready to go there. Now listen when I tell you this. When they name the offense after you, when they call that thing the ham bone.
Ooh, Tracy Ham was so sweet with that thing, boy.
Now, what made Tracy Ham special, what made Georgia Southern option, Georgia Southern gave you that counter option.
Oh, yeah.
Well, it would be like 31 die counter option. Well, he died. Well, it's 32 counter option.
Yeah.
He'll dive it in the 2-hole, but then he reversing out. They going back the other way.
Yeah.
Most of your options is, ride 2, going 2. That's option right.
Yeah.
Coming down the line, we reading the end. End don't come. We turn up. End take me. Pitch. Tracy Ham. This is what I'm telling y'all, but I'm going to take y'all down through there. When they ran counter option, now you play defense, like imagine you see the dive going away from you, and you that backside end, you like, I need to sit here. Here comes Tracy Ham.
That ham bone was the reason why you told your backside, don't pursue, don't go past, sit and watch Tracy and the backside backer. That's why the linebacker on this side, the weak side backer, they always call him. You looking at that other running back to see what he do, because if he comes your way, you got pitch. He got because people would fall rushing down the line. What are you going in there for? You don't need to be going in there to take the dive. We got the middle linebacker for the dive. You stay patient backside, because Georgia Southern, they're looking like he sleep. Let's get him. Counter. Let's get him. They would be sleep, and that would happen all the time.
And he was so fast with it. And something about his shoulder pads.
Yeah.
Would be so it made him look more elusive.
Yeah.
Dude, So Albert Huntley, who was the quarterback at Doug, my 8th grade year, Albert was a senior. Albert went to Georgia Southern.
Yeah.
Oh, everyone said they called it twirl.
Twirl.
They
Okay.
come out, they call it, and that's what it looked like.
Yeah, because you spray
And that's what it looked like.
it going back.
So Albert Huntley was Tracy's backup. Then they finally moved Albert to running back because first of all, Albert had no business going to Georgia Southern. He didn't run option at Doug. Oh, you gonna try to go down there? But I said, dog, what made Tracy so, why was the option so freaky? He said, Heard. He got up on you so fast, like the line, like the end, when they reading that end, he at the end so fast that it, like the end panic.
Every time.
You're like, whoa, wait a minute, he's supposed to be like, it's gonna take him a second to get here. He done already cut up on you.
Yep. And I always told people when you watch the quarterback the option, how they do that hand. That hand, they get up on you so fast. And the minute they do that, you got to make a decision. Do I jump it or do I stay true? And you know how many defensive end got cussed out because of Tracy Ham and Jamel and these Tommy Frazier?
I got it when we ran in the league, dude. I got this from Jamel. Use your head.
Yeah.
Jamel would come down and Jamel would like he would do that.
Yeah.
Open the end up so he can get inside the end.
Yeah.
So he would just be like, and you did what
you
you like,
gone.
because you like, oh, he finna pitch it. He inside you.
You talking about defensive discipline. If you want discipline, I mean when they played Georgia that year, Tracy went crazy that year. Irk Russell went back to his home too, but Tracy went crazy that year.
Dude.
Yes, Georgia won.
They had always say, and Paul Johnson. Remember, Paul Johnson would always tell us, it's just hard when they were like Georgia Tech was like the last team running.
Yeah.
The reason why they gave so many teams fits because now you have to slow down your entire prep because everybody running spread.
Yeah.
You know how to defend that.
Yeah.
You have to remind your players. You have to almost basically walk through all week. But the problem on game day,
it's so fast.
It's gonna be moving faster than what y'all did because y'all done all week said, "Hey, who got dive?
Yeah.
Who got quarterback? Who got pitch?" And you walking it.
Yep.
Game time.
And Georgia Southern,
they gone.
And I remember Georgia Southern, man. I used to watch, during Earth Wind them time because Sherrod Freeman, who played with me, he played that wing back, and they had Adrian Peters at the B back. They call it A and B back or and things like that. I was sitting there like, this thing's perfection, man. How do you have to practice for it? Even for a while, Kennesaw State was doing good with it, but they switched to get better talent because they were going to Conference USA.
Right.
It's one of the best things, but a pure option, man. I want my young folks to go look at option football, man. It's power football, man. It's great football. It was fun, and when you was on the video games and you played that option, you could do triple option with that thing, boy.
I used to run that option on the PlayStation. I used to play with Colorado all the time. Charles Johnson.
Charles Johnson. Yeah.
You didn't want to see it, dog.
Earth Wind is right because a lot of teams they didn't use footballs. They would just get you into your position. You knew exactly where to go.
That's what I'm talking about. You done played spread and passing teams 8 weeks in a row.
Yeah.
Here come Georgia Southern in the middle of your schedule,
screwing you up. You like, God dang.
And that's why so many big plays happen because again, like Earth just talking about. Now we're walking through it.
Yeah.
And you got to keep doing it. Okay. Now if they do this, okay. Now who got quarterback? Now who got pitch? And again, you're jogging it.
Yeah. You got to. Everybody got assignment. You got assignment. Make sure. Funny story real quick. I coached 8th grade. I had fun with it. And, in Cobb County, they had the little feeder program. You feed into the high schools.
Right.
We were playing Sprayberry. Sprayberry all year was a spread team. They would spread you to death. They play us because we had some future college talent on our team. We knew that. They came in the double wing offense. My kids were lost. They didn't know who to get. I had to somehow create because it's so hard. everybody got an assignment. Everybody want to make the play instead of just focusing on what you tell them. Your job is this guy. Don't worry about backside. You can't make that. That's your guy.
You can't get there no way.
That's your, because it's such a discipline. And then when you got a quarterback that can handle that thing, dog, it was woo. And when they put them, in college, they got the hashes out wide too. Yeah. Oh Lord, you got a whole field to run to.
It was one year at the year we had all those D1 kids on that team. They just, we had like 9 kids go D1.
Yeah.
We played Lakeside. Lakeside ran that double wing. Whew. You couldn't find the ball.
It's hard, man.
They jumped on us 14-0. And Coach Cantrell kept telling the kids, listen, this is why we were telling y'all all week. Stop chasing people.
Stop it.
Stop chasing people. Listen, this your gap. This is your gap. Ian, don't you move nowhere. It's coming to you.
And the harder thing with teaching them tackles to stay disciplined inside, because they want to be outside hitting 3 gaps and all this stuff. You like, stay this gap, because they're going to kill us with the fullback. They're going to kill us with the trap. It's coming. But yeah, man. Hey, thank you. Me back, man. Jamel Holloway. Shout out, Jamel. Hey, man, what's going on, bro?
Jamel Holloway, dude. I got that message and we kind of back. I was like, you just don't understand. It's funny because I tagged him in a photo. One of my favorite photos is a photo of him on the sideline talking to Barry Switzer.
Yeah.
And he saw the picture.
Okay.
He was like, man, where you get that picture? I like Google.
Yeah, my favorite, dog. Was a favorite.
Hey,
man. Before we go, man, I don't know the score right now. I haven't been looking, but who you like tonight? Will it go back to Indiana, Maceo?
No, sir. In the words of
it's 8-12 now, so we talking before the game ends, guys. 8-12 on the Thursday.
Yeah. What's y'all guy name in New York? Who be doing all the top 5 videos? Nasty work dude.
Yeah, I know.
He like to always talk about pack them up.
Pack them up.
Packing the Knicks up tonight.
All right.
Pack them up, son.
It's a wrap.
Pack them up, son.
He's doing the Vince Carter on y'all. He doing it's over.
One dunk.
I'll go with Maceo, man. This is a wrap. They trying to get ready for June. And the NFBA gonna milk this thing because the finals gonna start at June 6th. Yeah. Lord of mercy. Jesus.
Yeah, long time.
That's a week off. All right, guys. That's our show for you. Thank you for joining us. We'll be back next week, man. And we're gonna be out, man. So from a dog Maceo, who you like, man? Jerry say he likes Indiana winning at home. Hey, we'll check it out, man. We'll check it out.
So Middlebrook wanted to go back to he wanted to go back to Indiana
and beat him in the field house.
Nah. Let's pack that thing up in that garden, the Mecca, as they like to say. Because I don't want to hear from my cousins. I hadn't heard from my New York cousins in 2 days.
I ain't seen no Timberland.
I want to keep it this way. Yeah,
I ain't seen no Nick stuff.
I ain't seen all the videos of Jada kids walking in, all the stars walking in.
I ain't heard no F. Trey Young in a while. So you know what? Hey,
pack New York City up.
See y'all, man. Bye, New York. Bye. Have a good one, everybody. We'll talk to y'all next week.
Good weekend.
Peace.
You.
From East Point to Buckhead, College Park to Bankhead, dopest sports talk show on the radio. You heard what I said. Big Mason, E-Glade, highlights and big plays from the East Coast to the West Coast, from Oregon to Georgia State. Touchdowns and home runs, slam dunks and long runs, athletes and sports junkies. If you got the knowledge, come get you some. Call in, let me hear your thoughts. Sound mad, get your team lost. Jerry Jones, cause I'm the boss. Call in, let me hear your thoughts. Crush, Jack, yeah, black on.